We're good?
We're rolling.
Where does the frame go?
I'm not sure exactly, but you and I are both in it. Hey, world.
Is that not what you were doing this whole time, was finding out who was in the frame and what wasn't?
Hey, world. Welcome to our Festivus episode for Radique Audio. I think it's our third full-length video. LaDonna is extra irritated with me today, which is saying something. I'm sure we'll get into that. Anything you'd like to say to start?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. And for those of you that don't celebrate Christmas, Merry Festivus.
Happy holidays, like a normal person. Merry Festivus?
The Festivus for the rest of us.
People don't even know what that is.
It's a Seinfeld reference, sorry. So, today has been one of those days.
Why are you looking at me?
We've been swamped.
Yeah.
In the last few weeks, we've been going like crazy.
Yes and no. Some days have been like unseasonably quiet, and then today like makes up for some of those days.
The first week of December was
Why did today
quiet.
make up for some of those days, Mark?
I made a slight error in judgment. So we had a busy day planned. I'm on a day schedule right now, so had appointments booked from 11 a.m. and I think we had 8 appointments booked. 7 of them were finalized, and then another customer asked if they could come in and put a system together. And I thought, well, LaDonna will be in. I even checked that LaDonna was coming in at a certain time, and I thought between the two of us, we can handle 2 concurrent customers. And they were both, ironically, named Scott. Hi, Scott, and hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Scott.
So you interacted.
Scott was the son, or Scott was the dad? Okay.
Chris was the son.
Okay.
But the 2 points of contact were both named Scott.
Yeah.
So in any case,
So typically we don't double book customers. That's sort of a rule that we have because we've had issues in the past with having multiple customers here at the same time. Sometimes one customer feels neglected and we can't really give them our attention, or you need to use the receiver to demo one pair of speakers and I need to use that same receiver to demo another pair of speakers. And people are just tripping over each other and it's just not a fun time. So we decided a long time ago not to double book customers.
In my defense, we're trying hard to hit a new record for December sales. We're close. We're actually really, really close. If we have a good day tomorrow or a good evening tonight, we could do it, which would be kind of exciting to hit our best December ever. I thought there was something very cool about both customers named Scott buying systems at the same time. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Insane.
Call me insane.
So I said before these Scots showed up, I said, why did we do this? Why did we double book customers? I thought this was something that we don't do. And you said something. I wasn't really listening.
What else is new?
Well, because you'd already booked them, so the damage was done. And I tried to reason with you. Even then, you didn't seem to really take what I was saying seriously. And then what happened?
I'd already had either 4 or 5 customers booked back to back prior to the 2 Scots. So
some of whom we appreciate all of our customers.
Our customers are awesome.
Like,
you guys
to preface this by saying we appreciate all of our customers.
We do. We love our customers.
Some of you guys, some people take a little longer than maybe is necessary, and Mark enables that.
It's mostly my fault because I'm a talker.
You get a talker and another
you.
talker together, and then sometimes I'm texting Mark like, "Hey, like."
Yeah. Sometimes I get a dirty look from LaDonna saying they've got someone else to do any minute.
Time out. Let's talk about that. A little interlude. Is that the word? I don't know. The other day, we had a customer here, and you were doing stuff over here, and I was over there helping. I had something in my eye, and so I was like messing with my eye, and you took that as the high sign. And so Mark proceeds to say, oh, my partner's giving me the high sign to shut up or to like wrap this up. First of all, I wasn't. Second of all, I think if you are getting the high sign, you don't mention the high sign. You just take the high sign.
I mention it only if I have a really good rapport with a customer and I'm wanting to be able to attribute blame where the blame needs to be attributed.
All the time you say, LaDonna's giving me the high sign. And I'm just like, be subtle about it, man.
I don't think I've ever said high sign. I thought I have a different word for that. I don't think
evil eye. That's even worse.
Evil eye.
That's not a good thing. Sometimes I give him the evil eye, but I seldom do. I'm not going to lie.
Sometimes I've almost passed out and thinking, why did I suddenly feel so ill? And look over and LaDonna's giving me the evil eye.
If I had those powers.
I know. It's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, just for future reference, I forgot to tell you this last time. If I'm giving you the high sign, take it internally and do what the high sign implies.
But it's the fun part of it is me being able to share the evil eye. Otherwise, it's just a very...
You're making me the bad guy all the time.
But that's the
the fun part.
Isn't it better than maybe being the bad guy?
Nobody needs to be the bad guy. You can just say, oh, okay, in my brain, there's the high sign. Maybe I should wrap this up.
I understand where you're coming from with that.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sometimes it's just really hard to stop. But you had a lot of cool customers in today.
My people were great. I had the second Scott and his daughter.
We didn't mention the extra complication.
What?
So we were expecting 2 Scots, and each Scot was bringing somebody with them to buy a system. But the first Scot came with a group of 5 people.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
So we actually had Scot number 1 was part of 5. I think it was 5 people. Scot number 2 was 2 people, and we had people that were just leaving, and we had people arriving before the Scots had left. Like there were more and more customers, so it was a lot.
So as we're talking about how we don't like to double book, I said, let's just wait and see how this plays out.
Yes.
That's what I said.
That is true.
And then the second they walked in, I was like, did I do this?
The second we saw that the first Scot and his family, who were awesome, by the way, you guys were awesome.
I didn't meet you, but I heard you were awesome. I mean, I met you, but we didn't interact.
The second they walked in and there were 5 people, I thought, okay, I'm going to really hear about this. I'm thrilled for the sales. I'm thrilled for the excellent customer interactions, but I'm sorry that it was so stressful. My Scot and his family were auditioning speakers together with me. And I know that LaDonna was coming down with the other Scot and his daughter also to audition speakers. And all these speakers are in our big speaker wall, which I think has shown up in at least a couple of our previous videos if you want to see it. But there's just one amplifier hooked up to a switch box controlling all these different speakers. So my customers were auditioning 3 pairs of speakers, A-Bing them back and forth. They wound up choosing some cool little JBL monitors, which were, I think, a great option for Chris's, literally looked like a little monitor speaker.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, those. But at the same time, LaDonna Scott wanted to audition some big Advents, which were
the large
really nice speakers. Yeah. But so there's a contention because we can't be auditioning this all at once. But I saw LaDonna handle it really well. They wound up looking at amplifiers while we were doing our speakers.
I also was able to tell them ahead of time. I said, guys, listen, there's going to be a party of people downstairs and it's never like this, but at least if they're prepared for it. And I said, we'll just like work around them. So yes. I don't want to say people's names if we're not like supposed to say people's names.
Well, we've already said Scott's name, so.
Yeah, I guess so. But the daughter's name is more
don't
unique.
Need to say her name.
But she was so sweet. So we looked for Pioneer, not necessarily Pioneer, but like vintage receivers because she really wanted like the old school feel. And we have some obviously that have the upgraded cabinets and some that have the original cabinets that are in good condition. And so she opted for that because she liked some of the history of it more so than like the brand new. That's definitely incentive for us to continue to keep some both cabinets original if we can.
Yeah, it's nice to have some with like the faux walnut or the original vinyl cladding. Yeah. Because it's a different tone, different color, and for sure lots of history to it. And then the ones obviously that we've customized with our solid cherry wood veneers are gorgeous as well, but it's good to have options for sure.
She was so excited and she loved like the warmth of the sound and she was worried that the LEDs might be too bright. So that was part of the reason we didn't go for the Marantz because those are sort of blinding, but that's sort of their like the cachet. Scott, her father, was super into. He said he wanted to come back to get one of those at some point because his parents had something like that and it was the nostalgia.
Yes.
But she opted for, was it a 480
SX450?
SX450, yeah. It's like 15 watts per channel. And I demoed them with the Advents because the speakers that she has are comparable to them, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's and they just absolutely sang. It was really nice.
Yeah, what we were listening to, I mean, the system we put together was on a smaller budget, but it wound up sounding really nice. But then when I heard those Advents going, I didn't know what you were driving with them at the time, but they sounded fantastic.
Well, I did them both. I did it with our JVC and then I did it with the
vintage Pioneer. Yeah.
Can you stop telling people that I'm hilarious? Please let them find out.
Is my partner not hilarious? I think hilarious is definitely
hilarious is strong. Okay. And so then I feel the need to be hilarious, and I'm not an on-demand.
You gust up to hilarious. No, I'm not saying you're a comedian or a comedian. Occasionally, you can be quite funny. You crack people up sometimes.
I think I crack you up.
Yes, more frequently. Yes.
Well, because we have this small tribe of people in the foyer. And
it was crowded. Oh man!
My Scott and his daughter are on their way out, and I'm like, yeah, you just carve a path.
And that Adam was walking in. Jason was coming in.
Adam.
Oh, sorry, not
Andy.
Andy.
Andrew.
Sorry, Andrew. You were so patient. Andrew was acting as a doorman, helping us open doors for us.
I actually thought at one point he was part of the crew, so I didn't really give him special attention. I thought he was just sort of part of that small tribe.
But he was nice.
He was very nice. Yeah, and he was very in and out. He wants some matching speakers to go with that white center. I told him we don't really get a lot of white speakers.
And then a good close friend of ours, Jason.
Oh, Jason,
was
yeah.
in. So hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason. I saw him in the driveway area, and he helped me load the admins into the
that was nice. Jason has been a big help over the years for this little business, so we appreciate that. And I'm sure he'll show up in a future episode too. He is hilarious.
He might commandeer the episode.
This is true. You'll hopefully get to meet Jason down the road.
Yeah. And you guys still haven't met Sarah, although she made it clear she's not really down for the camera life.
Yeah. It's sad because she's such a big part of our day-to-day business. But
people always think that I'm Sarah. I'm not Sarah. Sarah's her own individual person, and I'm my own individual. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Sarah rocks.
She does rock.
Yes.
I try to introduce myself as LaDonna, and LaDonna and Sarah are not similar names.
This is true.
Nobody ever misidentifies Mark, though.
I seldom get Sarah or LaDonna. Yeah. I did get Paul recently, which was a very strange one out of the blue.
Mark. One time somebody asked if I was Mark.
Yeah, that's very strange.
That was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I introduced this as our Festivus episode because that's been on my brain. We've been brainstorming our Festivus episode, but I realized we're not actually going to be doing that right now. So
Festivus in terms of airing our grievances.
Yes.
I aired the initial one with the double booking.
But we're going to do a whole...
I have more grievances that I could air just off riff right now if that's what we wanted to do.
No, I think we should save them for a longer episode.
Well, I think we should do one.
Okay. Well, I had a small one. Mine are very, very...
You have a small grievance about me?
Yes. The grievances that I have tend to be minor because I'm scared to say the big ones because then I'll be in big trouble. So I only air ones that I figure I can get away with. So we're using a small tripod right now that has this little remote that controls it, so I can pause the video. Sometimes you'll see I'm playing with this in my hand while we're filming because I'm expecting to have to stop any second.
It doesn't even do anything. It's probably not even a battery in there.
In any case, set up the tripod. We decided at the spur of the moment to shoot this video because we just had this interesting customer interaction happen. And lo and behold, the remote is missing. So I'm looking at LaDonna. Didn't you say you're going to get the remote back? Because she's obviously absconded with it. And she gave me so much pushback.
This is baloney. This is a non-story.
See? This is my example.
This is a terrible example.
And also, sometimes LaDonna can be a little bit defensive.
It's because you're wrong. Listen to me. Time out. We have two of these tripods, each with their own remote. You have the original remote. Why do you need the second remote?
Because my phone was already paired with one. It didn't seem to want to pair with the other one.
So why not go with the one that it was paired with, which was the first one?
No, that's the one that was missing.
It's baloney. The one I found, I didn't find it. I retrieved it. Find implies that I lost it.
She retrieved it from the mystery place that only she knew where it was.
You hadn't paired with the second one yet. Only I had because I was playing with it. I don't know why the eyes closed. The thing is, you wanted to just make sure that I produced this thing. And under the guise of, I want to pair it with this,
Please,
nothing.
Don't make me do a spit take, please.
Absolutely nothing.
No.
That was not even a thing that needed to be said to the people.
Okay.
I found the remote. I knew exactly where it was the whole time.
Okay.
And here we go.
Anyway, that was my tiny grievance.
I
have more significant ones, but I'm going to save them for the big episode.
You don't have any because you just made that one up.
It just happened.
Exactly. I have one from time ago.
Okay, that I believe, yes. But you're going to share one more right now?
I had a short list.
I can't believe you're having to check the list. Wow.
I had them in list of importance. I don't want to...
I don't want to hear the top ones. They're going to be bad.
How many do you want?
Just one more for now.
I'll go easy on you. When you pace. He paces incessantly. I'm sitting here. He's pacing around. I'm having to like project my voice to his back or to wherever he's going. And you're just like a ball of nerves sometimes. And if you just sat, I think, and centered yourself like you're doing now, I'm sure you feel better than if you were pacing.
Sometimes.
I wasn't even, I need to get a video of you pacing, because you sometimes go for actual long walks and it's very annoying.
Sorry. So that pacing is a thing. It doesn't happen with customers, which is good. But usually I think it's when I'm either stressed.
I went too easy on you with the pacing.
If I'm stressed, I have self pace, or if I'm brainstorming.
All the time, basically.
So I'm usually either brainstorming, excited, or stressed. Yes, that is true. That's the life of running a small business. Can I ask you a question back? You said, did I learn from this? What if we have a couple more sales between today and tomorrow, or a few more sales, and we set our new record for our best ever December? Wouldn't that kind of be worth it?
Are we double booking more customers to get there?
No, let's say that the sales we've already closed this month, including today's double booking, plus a few more sales, and we hit a new record for December. Wouldn't that be worthwhile? Looking back thinking, you know what? We worked really hard, but we earned that new record.
I don't like the way you're phrasing this. You're kind of trapping me here. You know what's so funny? I was still able to build a good rapport, I think, with my Scott and his daughter, even though there was all this activity going on. I don't know how that really worked out. Did you feel like you had a good rapport with?
I felt I did a pretty good job. Sometimes I'm not sure. It's hard when there's 5 people you're wanting to try to make eye contact with everybody.
Make sure everybody feels.
You wanted to involve everyone in the process. And I thought it was a great group of interactive, obviously very intelligent people. And I liked almost everyone was contributing to the conversation. So that was kind of cool. I think we put together a great system on budget and that Chris will really enjoy it.
What did they buy? They bought the JBLs.
They bought an Onkyo TX series 80s vintage stereo receiver.
Okay.
38 watts per channel. Yeah. Ironically, we had 3 of them in our little pile. And I think one of our former videos, LaDonna commented on how I love having like brands and like models together.
Yeah, that was the speakers.
So we had three of these Onkyo TX series piled one on top of the other. And in December, they all sold.
We'd been sitting on them actually for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I remember I sold the first one, the one that was on the very bottom of the pile. And then maybe the next day, the next one. And then now the third one.
It's so strange. 3 sell in a matter of a couple of weeks after having them probably for at least a few months or probably more than that.
So that funny.
They got that. They got those little JBL monitor speakers and they got, a beautiful fully manual Garrard turntable.
Oh, they did get the turntable.
It was very sexy. The table was so nice. So it was just gorgeous. Yeah.
Did you notice that I put a bunch of stuff away?
Thank you for doing that.
Did you notice?
Yes, I did. I don't even know when you did that because you haven't been here that long.
While you were with the gentleman who dropped off the Paisleys for trade.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah, I was like making room because I knew that you were going to be probably looking at turntables. I just wanted to make sure that you...
Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I should give a shout out to Stephen as well. He was a returning customer, bought a bunch of gear here 6 or 7 years ago, traded it back into us with our perpetual trade back policy, got a credit, and then wound up letting us know about his business. He has a custom tailor shop in Ottawa and Montreal with apparently another one opening in Toronto. And he's going to get set up with nice vintage Marantz systems for each store.
Neato.
So that his well-heeled customers can listen to awesome music on high-end vintage audio gear.
Coolio.
So that's kind of exciting. And he bought a bunch of Radique audio cables, which was nice of him. So yeah, that was good. I don't want to go too long, but we're going to try very hard to bring you more content in 2025.
Yeah, the problem is we have these ideas like the Festivus episode, and we have to get the camera set up. Mark has to give me a hard time about the remote. We have to do that whole song and dance, and then eventually we either tire out and don't record it, or we just push it down the road.
That is true. But we do value you. We love it when you give us comments and feedback. Thank you so much. Those of you who've done that. Go for it.
The chicken soup, the chicken noodle soup. We have to do something about that. So
we have decided, we've set a deadline for our chicken noodle promotion. If you have not yet sent us a comment, chicken noodle, in the comments for any of our videos, and you want to get entered into our draw, we're doing the draw at the end of January. So that's our hard deadline.
Did we talk about this?
You and I spoke about it.
I barely
offline.
Remember. I'm impressed you remember that.
So we've had a handful of people say chicken noodle so far, but if you want to participate in that, send us your chicken noodle comment. We will know what you're talking about and we'll enter you in our draw. The size and quality, or I should say the value of the prize package will be directly proportional to the number of people that send us chicken noodle. Right now, we've only had a few, so at the moment, we're talking a t-shirt.
Well, hold on now.
A t-shirt is still nice.
No.
Nice t-shirt.
I think we should go the other way. I think the fewer people should get the nice stuff.
If 100 people say chicken noodle, one person will get an awesome gift.
Why are we penalizing the 3 people that have said chicken noodle?
We're encouraging more people to participate and possibly get a bigger prize.
We're going to send you something good.
End of the day, January 31st. Hard deadline for our first ever.
And then we're going to take
giveaway.
The name.
We're going to do a draw. So if there's like 30 or 40 names, we'll put them in this hat and we will draw the winning name out, and then we will do a little episode, let you know who won. And
why is the camera always facing you? I just noticed I'm having to always be looking at you and then looking at the camera, and you just sit there
frame.
And look at it. No, I'm sitting there next time.
I'd rather sit there.
I don't think you would.
I absolutely would.
This is a punishment for you. You're not supposed to want this.
Please comment if one of us is better framed than the other one of us, and we'll look at the comments and decide.
You know what? How about that?
I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at the camera. I'm doing both. You can't do both. Okay. And on that happy note, we thank you again. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much, you guys. And this has been Radique Audio signing off. Bye, world.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Nerd.